again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. Hi, hope all of you are doing really well today. I'm doing pretty darn spiffy because, well, it is that time of the week where I get to show you a new project. And this one I think you're going to love because it is so easy. This is the V-Stitch Poncho, and it is a 1-round repeat. Yep, and you can make it whatever size you want because the neckline is so easy to customize. And so for this particular project that I did, I used Lion Brand's Mandawa in the bonus bundle. Not sponsored, but I like to let you know what it is that I use in case you want to duplicate the results. And the colorway is Chewy, as in Chewbacca, I think. And so it's got these lovely earthy tones of grays and browns and so forth. And the yardage is awesome for this project. It's over 1,000 yards. It's a 3-weight yarn, and I still had this much left over after doing the entire project. And the reason why I particularly like using the bonus bundle of Mandawa is because you have a long section of color in between the color changes, and because you're working an entire round around the entire poncho, it takes up more yarn. So you get a nice big band of color all the way around. So this is just me and my personal preference. You could, of course, use whatever works best for you, but I like to let you know what I use, just in case. And because I wanted this to have a really nice flow and a drape to it, I used a fairly larger hook than I would normally use with this weight of yarn. Like I said, this is a 3-weight. Typically, I would use a size H, which is a 5mm. I used a 6mm, which is a size J. And I'm going to be using the same thing today. And, well, without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so first things first, the base chain. So you're going to need a multiple of 6 chains for your project. Now, for my previous project that I showed you, I did a total of 72 chains. And for right here, I have a total of 36 chains because I want this to be a smaller, more doable demo piece to show you. But as long as you have a multiple of 6, totally up to you. Whether the neckline is closer to your neck or more closer to your shoulders, whatever it is that you prefer, as long as you've got a multiple of 6, you are good to go. So, that being said, get your multiple of 6, and I will see you in just a moment. Alright, so after you have your base chain ready, we're going to scan through the chain to make sure that it is not twisted at all, and we're going to join it with a slip stitch to create our neckline. And if you have any twists in it, well, you're going to end up with a Mobius, and we do not want that. So getting to that last chain, turn the chain to your hook, and I'm going to go underneath the top loop of each V. You could go underneath both loops of the V or the back bump, whatever it is that you prefer. Me, I'm just going to quite simply go underneath the top loop of the V, do a slip stitch to join, like so, chain up 1, and single crochet into that same stitch. And then going to go into each chain all the way around with a single crochet. So like I said, I have 36 here. You could have 72, you could have a much bigger number, whatever it is that you like, as long as it's a multiple of 6 and you do your single crochets all the way around. Now the reason why I like to do the single crochet for the first round is because it gives us a little bit more of a foundation to work with. Now, albeit this is perhaps the most fiddly aspect of the project, but after this, it will be quite easy. So I'm going to finish up my single crochets off camera, and I will meet back up with you when I'm almost done to show you how to finish up this round. and I will see you shortly. Alrighty, see you in a bit. Okay, so I only have 2 more single crochets to do, and I wanted to show you the join at the end of this round. So I'm going to do my last 2 single crochets. And this is also a good opportunity at this point just to make sure that your piece is not twisted anywhere, because it does happen. Happens to me too. So no twists, all good. Okay, so going into that very first single crochet that we created with a slip stitch. And there you go. And now for the fun stuff. Okay, so gonna start off with our first actual pattern round. So start off by chaining up 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. Now we need 3 more in that same stitch. So double crochet into the same stitch, chain 1, double into the same stitch, chain 1, and double into the same stitch. So we've got 4 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. Now, this is the back of our piece. This is the increase point of the back, and over here is going to be the increase point in the front. Now, as far as figuring out how many V-stitches we need in between, well, a little bit of mathing, okay? So right here, I've got a total of 36 stitches all the way around, right? Well, 36 divided by 6 is, well, 6. So, including this cluster right here, we need 5 more V-stitches along this side for the total of 6. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, going to do another grouping of 6, starting with the increased cluster. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry, I'll go through it as we go through it. So going to skip 2 stitches, and into the 3rd stitch, do a V-stitch. So that's double, chain 1, double, double, chain 1, double, skip 2 stitches, another V-stitch, double, chain 1, double, double, chain 1, and double, skip 2 stitches, double, chain 1, double, double, chain 1, and double. So we already have 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more of our V-stitches. So skipping 2 stitches into the 3rd, double, chain 1, double, and 1 more. Skip 2 stitches into the 3rd, double, chain 1, and double. Okay, so we have our initial increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we need to do the same thing for the opposite side. So let me just pull out a little bit more yarn here. Skipping 2 stitches, and into the 3rd, we're going to do the increase for the front of the piece. So that's going to be 4 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. So after skipping those 2 stitches into the 3rd, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, and double. So that is the increase for the front of the piece. Then we need 5 more V-stitches along this side for the total of 6. So skipping 2 stitches into the third, double, chain 1, double, skipping 2 stitches into the third, double, chain 1, double, skip 2 stitches into the third, double, chain 1, double, skip 2 stitches, double, chain 1, double, skip 2 stitches, double, chain 1, double, and if you skip 2 stitches, well, we're back where we started, and we've got our increase point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. So from here, going to go directly into our increase cluster, second chain from the bottom of that first double, slip stitch, there we go, slip stitch into the chain space, slip stitch into the next double, and slip stitch into the next space, which is the middle space of our initial increase. Okay, so this works for a Chihuahua. Okay, this works for, a little person, a Chihuahua, something with a very small neck, but I like it for demonstration purposes. Now, as far as, a larger piece like the one that I showed you before, that one I did 72 chains. Okay, so give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so to give you another example, this is my initial piece that I did with 72 chains. Now, because 72 divided by 6 is 12, you should have a total of 12 clusters per side, starting with the increase cluster, this point right here. So, let me just scoot my work a little bit here. So with the increase point, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you have the other increase point, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then there's my other increase point. So it's all about the math. It's a little bit of math, but the math, it works and it helps do what we need it to do, right? So regardless of what number you decided upon as far as the number of chains, you have your multiple of 6, you have your total. Well, then divide your total by 6, and it is that number that you end up with as far as half on one side, half on the other side. Okay, I do hope that that makes sense. Okay, with that being said, let's continue on with the repeat for our piece here. Okay, so the repeat, it is so easy. I do love it so. Right now we are on Easy Street. Okay, so we are right in the middle, that chain space in the middle of our increase. So start off by chaining up 3. 1, 2, 3, and again that's a double crochet with a chain 1 space into this same space, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, and double. Again, this is 4 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces. And then going into this next V-stitch right here with a V-stitch. So into that chain 1 space. This was the middle one. This is the next one because the increases always have 3. 1, 2, and 3. So the one to the left, go into that chain 1 space with a double, chain 1, double, like so. And going to do the same thing, putting a V-stitch into each V-stitch until we reach the center space of the next increase point, the next spine. So going in to the chain 1 space, double, chain 1, double, in the chain space, double, chain 1, double, chain space, double, chain 1, double, 2 more to go, double, chain 1, double, double, chain 1, double. V's on top of the V's, always. Okay, now we've reached our front spine, so we need a V-stitch in here, a V-stitch in here, and in the center one, another increase where we do our 4 doubles separated by the chain 1 spaces. So, got to do the first V-stitch right in here. So, double, chain 1, double, double, chain 1, double, and then the second space, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, and double. 4 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces into that middle space. And then, going to do just as we did, a V-stitch in each V-stitch all the way until we reach the end where we do our join with a slip stitch. So it's double, chain 1, double, double, chain 1, double. Just be sure that you're not going in between the V-stitches into this space. You don't want to do that. Always stack them up, like checkers in a really fun game. So, double, chain 1, double, double, chain 1, double, and so on and so forth. Double, chain 1, double. Okay, almost there. Double, chain 1, double. Okay, and this is the center spine. We still need to do one more V-stitch in the rightmost chain 1 space. So into that space, double, chain 1, double, and then we get to do the slip stitch. So we had our 4 doubles separated by the chain 1 spaces into that first double, second chain from the bottom, slip stitch in there. Here we go. Slip stitch. And then again, slip stitch into the chain space, slip stitch into the next double, and slip stitch into the next chain space, which gets us into the middle of our 3 chain spaces, that middle chain space. And then we can keep going, on with the repeat as long as we want to until our piece is big enough. Now, because I love spending time with you guys and I like being thorough, I'm going to do one more full round repeat, and there you go. Okay, so we're going to do another repeat. Start off by chaining up 3. 1, 2, 3. Into that same chain 1 space, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, and double. Always making sure that you have 4 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. And do not forget this first one. It's very easy to do. Need a V-stitch in that V-stitch, which is the leftmost of the last round's spine, if you will. So into there, double, chain 1, double. And then into each of the V-stitches in that chain 1 space, do another V-stitch with a double, chain 1, double. And I absolutely love this project because it has one of the characteristics that I love so very much, which is working into stitch spaces as opposed to working in actual stitches, which makes the process go that much easier, that much faster, and you can get into your own little Zen zone and go essentially on autopilot. The only thing you need to be mindful of is your increase points, your spines, the front and the back. As long as you keep that in mind, you will be fine. You might find it helpful to use a stitch marker in the center of the spines. That way, you won't inadvertently get lost. See, I just forgot to do a chain 1, but it happens. There we go. And I just got like 2 more to go. Double, chain 1, double. There we are. And then we've reached the center spine again. So you can see here, we have our 3 chain spaces, 1, 2, and 3. Into that first one, a regular V-stitch, double, chain 1, double. And it's the second one, that middle one, where we do the 4. So, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, and double. So we got our 4 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces, and then into the leftmost of the 3, another V-stitch, double, chain 1, double, and then the rest of this round, it's really easy, just a V-stitch into each V-stitch with a double, chain 1, double. And also, this is a great project if you have a somewhat fussy kind of yarn with perhaps a halo or a bit of foof going on. If it has some texture, working with yarns with that can sometimes be difficult, but again, if you're working into stitch spaces as opposed to into the actual stitch, it makes life a lot easier. Whether it's a homespun, a boucle, a fun fur, really whatever, it's a lot easier using this kind of a stitch. And if you want it to be really drapey, use a larger size hook. If you want it to be a little bit tighter, well, you can use a smaller one. I like drape in a lot of my projects. I like flow. I like the flow of the fabric. Okay, so I just got 2 more to do. last one. All right, and then that is the last one that we have to do right there because it is the rightmost of the 3 from the previous round. So get in there with a double chain 1, double, double, chain 1, and double. There we go. And then we have to get to the center of that cluster. So second chain from the bottom, slip stitch. This is the only fiddly part, really. It's not that bad. So slip stitch into that second chain from the bottom, slip stitch into the chain space, slip stitch into the next stitch, and then slip stitch into that middle space of the trio that we have there. And then from here, you would chain up 3 and do your 3 more double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces, and you just keep going and going and going. And so right now, yes, a little chihuahua can have a nice little poncho, or you could make a human-sized one. And you just keep going and going and going with that 1 round repeat over and over again until you are satisfied with the size of your piece. Yeah, and there you go. Alrighty, my dears, so that's going to conclude today's tutorial on the V-Stitch Poncho. Really hope that you liked it, and if you did, well, please give a little thumbs up button down below. You know that I appreciate your appreciation as always. And in the comments section, I want to hear from you. What sort of yarns are you going to use? What sort of colorways? Are you going to make this a stash buster? That could be fun. The only thing that I always suggest and stress is that if you do make this a stash buster, make sure that you're using the same weight of yarn and the same fiber content. If you start with acrylic, do the rest acrylic. Don't mix and match because it could have some really wonky results after you wash and dry this. This is 100% acrylic, so totally fine. Same thing with the weight of yarn. Use the same weight of yarn. Otherwise, it will do funky things to the shaping and the flow of your piece. Otherwise, yeah, have at thee. Have fun. And, as always, until next time, you know what to do, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.